Okay, friends, Eric Lambert here, and what we're going to talk about is how to take a nice simple chord progression and learn to embellish it and build upon it and make it multi-timbral and make it more interesting. And we're going to do that with the use of some bass notes, some bass walking techniques, some right-hand techniques like some cross-picking, and strum patterns, of course, and timing, which is always so crucial because work with the metronome will help us develop that skill of being consistent. And we want to be consistent. We don't want to bounce all over the place with our timing. If we are consistent, the listener will subconsciously realize that and feel like that, and they will feel that energy and that groove. And if you are a solo singer-songwriter, guitar player and singer, for example, your instrument can and will serve as the drummer, the bass player, the rhythm guitar player, perhaps the piano player. It has to fill all of those roles. And those are the goals that we're going after with these few lessons. And what I'd like to do is take this old Bob tune and demonstrate it. I'm going to play it very straight, and then we'll start to build upon it. It's only 3 chords, the G chord, the A minor chord, and the C chord. But it's a great old song. But being that it's only a one-part song and that it is those 3 chords over and over and over, we would like to develop some musicality that will make those 3 chords or allow those 3 chords to continue to be interesting for the 4 or 5 minutes that the song would go on for. So if we played it straight, we'd hear something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow is the day my bride's gonna come. Oh Lord, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. And then Bob sings for like 4 more minutes. So if we approach it with something simple like that chord strum, which is a good, strong, downbeat type of chord strum, with good timing, of course, we will generate some energy. But what are we going to do over the period of those 4 minutes or so? The first thing that would come to my mind would be, let's pull those bass notes out of there so that they're big and can be heard, and therefore will push our song and create some energy. So we've identified our chords as a G chord, an A minor chord, and a C chord. What are the bass notes? Well, the bass note for the G chord would be the 3rd fret of the 6th string. The bass note for the A minor chord would be the 5th note, or the 5th string open, excuse me. And the bass note for the C chord would be the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So let's just implement those along with a chord strumming pattern, a right-hand strumming pattern, excuse me, and we'll call it bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down. And if you set your metronome to something like this, I don't know how many beats per minute this is, I apologize, but, and played bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down. You'll notice that the bass and the downs will happen as I'm tapping down, and then the up, of course, will happen when I am bringing my hand up. Bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down. Bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, 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 bass, down, up, bass, down. So with that small change in our approach, we immediately have a more interesting chord progression. We have a chord progression that has a little more energy and drive to it. And it's becoming multi-timbral now because we're hearing more things happening than just that strum. Bass down, bass down, bass down, bass down. In regards to your upstroke, we don't need to strum up on 4, 5, or 6 strings like we might have been strumming down on. We just need a little brush. A little brush that would catch the first and second string of the guitar, perhaps the first, second, and third string of the guitar. Very nice. So immediately we have a more interesting guitar part. Now to add to that, rather than our bass notes just be static and play underneath the chord, let's move them around a little bit. Let's create more of an active bass line. And I would think something like this. Okay, now what did we do? As you notice, there's a lot more movement, there's a lot more energy, there's a lot more going on. And if you combine all of that, of course, with the voice, 2, 3, 4, ooh-wee, ride me high, tomorrow is the day, my bride's gonna come, oh Lord, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. That moving bass line and the strum pattern complements the voice. Now all of a sudden it sounds like there's more of you than just you and the guitar, than just your voice and a guitar strum. And I say that because I see it and I hear it. I see a lot of performers playing simple strums to accompany their voice and their song, and they're very beautiful. But this is a way to advance that and just make the guitar playing and the music behind that beautiful voice and those beautiful lyrics to be a little more complementary. And that's what we're looking for, is for it to be complementary, never to take over the song or get in the way of the voice or the lyric, but to be complementary to it and push it along and create energy. So what did I do? Immediately, I played an alternating bass on the G chord rather than just that bass note. And what do I mean by that? I mean alternating, just like Webster describes alternating. This will still be our primary bass note. The 4th string open will be our alternate bass note. You notice I'm still using the same strumming pattern. Bass, down, up, bass. I could use the same strumming pattern. Bass, down, up, bass, down. But we kind of skipped. We kind of skipped a part and went straight ahead to something like this. So we played bass, down, up, bass, bass. And what did I play? Well, I played a passing note that will take us between that bass note and this bass note. What did I do there? Well, I walked from this bass note to this bass note, and I used the same note that we had previously. used an alternate bass note on the C chord. But let's go back to the A minor for a moment. That was our walking bass line. But what I like to do is use an upstroke to strike that third string open. So as long as that third string open is ringing, it gives us something continuous. So there are no spaces or spots or broken areas in between our chords. That alternate bass note, by the way, for the C chord was the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Walking up from the A minor was and all we did was strum. While we alternated the bass, again, more movement, more energy, a little bit more interesting to the ear than just the strum. How did I get back to G from there? I take my 2nd finger, grab the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and slide to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Now I play my G chord in this manner, and I know a lot of folks do, and perhaps some folks don't. It's a great voice using the 1st finger at the 2nd fret of the 5th string, the 3rd finger at the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the 3rd finger at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the 4th finger at the 3rd fret of the 1st string. It's just got a big, robust voice to it. It's a great tune, particularly for the solo guitar player. It's a big voice. Back up to the G. There's a walk up to the G. That line was 6th string open, 6th string 2nd fret, 6th string 3rd fret. But I used the technique of up picking on that drone, which is the 3rd string. And again, we get a nice even sound between chords with no breaks, no interruptions. Everything stays connected. So here's our chord pattern as we have it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, 3, 4. So, there are a lot of good things in there. Now, as usual, take what you need, leave the rest. This lesson is going to be here forever. At least that's the way I understand it with digital technology. So you can always go back to this lesson. You can always review this lesson. You can always add more of this lesson, to your playing. Are these techniques unique to this song only? Of course not. These techniques can be used in any tune, on any G chord, on any C chord, on any A minor chord. Of course, the same types of techniques can be applied to any chord progression, chords moving from chords to chords, so on and so forth. So have fun with this and review. Use your metronome. Because if you're not used to bass notes and down and up strums and multi-timbral sounding things, your metronome will help you keep everything in order. Very, very important. I love doing this. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.